What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Gameweek 35 team selection, wildcard questions, and Q&A session. Whatnot. Welcome. How are you doing? My name is Ryan from the Football Chatbox. Hope you are all doing well. Let me know in the comments how you are all going. We got a very interesting stream up. To be honest, an interesting stream to discuss on because it seems like at least from how things are going so far, that there are a few players that are injured and there are a few players who are kind of back. So we'll discuss all of that. We'll welcome. You got a long weekend, so I had a holiday yesterday, but today I was back at work. But then tomorrow and obviously Saturday and Sunday is just holidays again. So it's not really a long weekend, but somewhat of a decent weekend, I would say. So yeah, not too bad, I would say. So 105 points. Few regrets, and a couple regrets that I had, I would say now itself, was that I didn't go for Mateta when we had the 50-50 confirmation about Haaland. I should have just taken the hit, especially given that I was wildcarding in 35. Should have just taken the hit and removed Haaland. The other regret was maybe not attacking the double as much. Like I didn't want to remove double game week players who I already had, but who I knew were poor options, like a Darwin Nunes, who I knew wasn't going to play that much, or someone who would have been better. Like I could have just gone Darwin to Mateta as well. I should have probably done that, but those are a few things that I wish I like, and also like Havertz. I knew Havertz would do well in the double, and I wish I probably did that move. So those are a few kind of like moves that I went, okay, maybe I wish I attacked the double a bit more. And I don't want to make the same mistake for the upcoming two doubles. I want to try and attack the doubles. So yeah, 105 points. It's good. But Colm, welcome as well. And Elazar, welcome as well. How annoying with the Liverpool assets? Exactly. See, that's the thing, right? I knew Darwin wasn't going to play that much. I wish I've made this mistake for a lot of the doubles this season, and it was not attacking it correctly. Subscriber count fix. I just fixed it manually. I just entered the manual number. It's still broken, so I don't know what's wrong. I need to figure that out. But I wish I attacked the doubles a bit more. Like I didn't attack it as much as I wanted to. So that's a lesson learned that I'll take into next season. But for this season, with the last two doubles at least, I want to attack it as much as I can. And we'll go through all of your teams as well, if you guys have any questions. And we've got some latest team news with Malagusto. It looks like he's out. Porro and Richarlison available. Very tempting, very tempting. Tiger and Guna, welcome as well. Should I keep Mateta on wildcard 35? We'll discuss that as well in terms of all of that. We've got some team news which we'll talk about. There are still more team news to come. The one I'm looking for is from Pep, which should be happening right now. So we'll wait and see whether we get any news from Pep. But I will show to you guys what my wildcard is, and you guys can let me know. Like, I have a few decisions to make, which now I think I might change again. 513, how are you doing? Welcome as well. So, few things to talk about. I have a couple different options, alternative thoughts going through my head, whatnot. My main focus for this last couple of weeks is trying to do my best in this mini league. If I can, I don't know if I can win it 69 points ahead. I don't know if I can claw back 69 points. The guy in the top only has his triple captaincy chip left. So I've got a wildcard and a bench boost, and he's not, this week, at least not in the best of positions with the likes of Malagusto out. He had 118. With the likes of Malagusto out, Udogi out. So he's in a situation where he's got Haaland, Tony as well. So I don't think he's going to take too many hits as well, possibly to try and maximize on this week's doubles. But I had the opportunity for myself, at least, to take the advantage and maximize on my doubles. So my focus for the last couple of weeks is to try and see if I can win 69 points in 4 weeks. I don't know. Let's see. Even if I can come second place, which is about 50 something points, which is also quite big. What is that? 48 plus 6, that's 54 points. We'll see. It's going to be a very tough one, but that's why I want to target the doubles as much as possible. So I've got a team like this. You guys can let me know. Come with the Tigers. Well, and then don't go for Richarlison unless you're really desperate to gain rank. I'm desperate to claw back mini league this thing. Very close to having White and Olise, but went Saka and Munoz instead. Fair enough. I'm doing my wildcard this week. Yes, indeed. So we'll be talking about wildcard. So this is one I have. Okay, now there are a few things that could change. I've got Pedro Porro in because Malagusta is out. So Pedro Porro is in. Petrovic in goal for the Chelsea defense. Heung-min Son and Palmer are okay. Now, I think the triple Newcastle, I like it. I've gone Bruno Fernandes and Foden. I have Watkins in here as well because we just got Chelsea's press conference and they have 12 fit players or something, 12 fit senior players, and 5 of them are centre backs. So Watkins is a very tempting differential pick. To be honest, I think he could do really well. But this is where it gets interesting. I have Jackson. I have no idea what to do with Jackson. I don't know if I even want to have Jackson in there. I have to think about this. This is what you guys have to help me with. And I've got double Arsenal defense. Initially, instead of Gabriel and Ben White, I had Guardiola, right? And I had David Raya. So I've been toying with this on like how do I want to structure my double Arsenal defense? Do I want to go Gabriel and Raya, or do I want to go do I want to go Gabriel and Raya, or Ederson? And I have double like Ben White and Gabriel, and that's only for 1 week, right? Because in Gameweek 36, I will sell Ben White off. So just for Gameweek 36, I want double Arsenal defense is the plan. So maybe I just get in Ederson because City defenders is very hard to predict who's going to start and whatnot. So I just go for the safe City defender in that specific case, and I go something like this where I just have double Arsenal defense for 36, and then in 37 I've sold Ben White. By that time, if Malagusto is back, I've got Malagusto. And then in this specific situation, this is where things get a bit complicated. Watkins will also most likely be sold for a Højlund. Possibly. Because I need... Oh, sorry. Watkins will be sold for Haaland. Sorry. Watkins will be sold for Haaland if Haaland is fit. So this is one way of playing it. And Gabriel will be the only single game week out. Too many players from Chelsea. Why was that? Oh, yes. I know why. I was willing to take a hit if I needed to. Wait. I know why this was too many players from Chelsea. I did not have Watkins in this draft. If I had Jackson. I had something like this. Now, you guys need to help me with this because I'm all over the place. You scared me. I did scare you. Did I scare you right now? I could have something like this, right? I could have Højlund and Jackson. I could just 5 double. I think 5 doubles are probably the max I would go. Saliba over Gabriel. Gabriel always gets a yellow. True, but I don't have budget. Like, I can't go Ben White and Saliba. It's not possible. I just don't have the budget to be able to. Like, I know I have 6.7 there, but if I need to get Haaland back, I'm going to be in a serious trouble come game week 37 to try and fit Haaland in. So that might be a tough one. Havertz or Gordon on Wildcard 35. I think you need to go Gordon. Like the Sheffield United fixture is just too good to ignore. And Gordon has like a really good home record. Captain Isak could gain a lot of rank for anyone interested. True, but Palmer could score in both games. That's the thing. Looking at Cucurella in defense. That is not a bad option. I wouldn't put that as a bad option because he will play the games. At least with Malagusto, we just don't know whether he's going to be fit by 37 or not. So that's not a bad option as well, actually, to be honest. Did anyone watch the Crystal Palace Newcastle game? How come Newcastle were doing so poor? I did not watch the game. I just saw the highlights. But Newcastle have been in like really good form. I don't think I would... I still think Newcastle... Crystal Palace have been on really good form. I don't think I would still be put off by that. I still think Newcastle against Sheffield United is a different story. So, yeah. So, I can go double Arsenal defense with White and Gabriel and Ederson in goal. Or I can go Gabriel and Guardiola with David Raya in goal. Those are my defensive combination thoughts. And then it's my second and third striker thoughts. Do I go Watkins? Do I go Watkins and Hoyland? Right? Watkins and Hoyland. Or Hoyland and Jackson. Or Watkins and Jackson, but I have no idea what I do with Jackson. And do I even think about Richarlison? Don't book in transfers, you saved your wildcard so you could build a solid bench boost. Injuries will happen. That is very true. So when you mean book in transfers, you mean with the double Arsenal defense? As in, I'm booking in transfer with the double Arsenal defense, or I was thinking of Darwin to Jackson for this game week, but as these weeks gone on, it has moved to Watkins. But now I want Hoyland. I was just waiting on him to score again. Not worried about rank. Never have. Fair enough. I think Hoyland is also a good option. The thing is, how can I put myself? The only realistic way I would start Jackson is if I bench Foden. Do I really want to bench Foden against Forest? Forest, by the way, have been the 4th best defensive team in the last 6 game weeks. But do I really want to bench Foden to play Jackson? Or the other way I convince myself to play Jackson is I don't have Watkins in the team because I'll have Hoyland, and then I can go and say, okay, yes, at least to me mentally it'll be like, yeah, I can start Jackson over Hoyland. There isn't too much of a difference. The other option is I just don't have Jackson at all, right? I just go, yeah, screw that. I get Hoyland in, start Watkins. And then I go, maybe I want Richarlison. Man, this is so hard. What do you guys think? Let me know. Who should I get from Chelsea and Spurs? I think 4 players is fine from the double, but it's not me attacking the double. I want to attack the double. What about Werner? Werner is an option, but with Richarlison back, I feel like minutes could be an issue for Werner. Because it could mean that now Heung-min Son plays on the left with Richarlison up front. They were just unlucky. Isak had so many chances, but Johnson's had a good performance at Nightingale. Yep. Hoyland off the ball is terrible. He never moves into proper space where he can receive the pass from teammates comfortably. Fair enough. Olise captain paid off. Nice. Good stuff, Shihab. While Jackson's off the ball is alright, he just can't finish. He's a Darwin Núñez. He's a replica of Darwin Núñez in a Chelsea shirt. Maybe he probably is somewhat slightly. Is he even slightly worse than Darwin in terms of finishing? I would add Darwin has a bit more creativity in terms of assist potential compared to Jackson has assist potential. But Jackson plays like Michael. Michael who? He's definitely worse than Núñez. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Because I would say Núñez is better than Jackson. Núñez at least has I know Núñez can get an assist and all. Jackson just can't get an assist even at this point. But Jackson is playing Villa and Spurs, both who are defensively poor at the moment. Johnson has been so good recently. Yes, that is true as well. Johnson's another option, but where do I get Brennan Johnson? I would prefer Richarlison over Brennan Johnson slightly. Do you think Arsenal Spurs would be a high-scoring game? Realistically, Arsenal probably win the game, win a 2-1 game or something. 2-1, maybe 3-1 based on how Arsenal have been playing. But I wouldn't put it past Spurs to pull out the game of their season and will win like a crappy 1-0 type game. Or maybe 1-0 is not really. They can't keep a clean sheet. So maybe 2-1. They win a 2-1 game and then they go and get battered against Chelsea. I wouldn't put it past Spurs to do that. because they'll be so. This is their biggest game, Spurs. They would want to stop Arsenal from winning the league as much as possible. But I think the Spurs versus Chelsea game is going to be a goal fest. How come more than half of the strikers in the Big Six have been so terrible just since Darwin, Jackson, Hoyland, Gabriel Jesus? I just think it's just the service, right? Gabriel Jesus has been injured and whatnot, and I think Havertz is just in great form that Havertz just plays over him. But like Jackson is just not a great striker, right? He's just not a great striker. Hoyland is a good striker, just doesn't get any service at all. Darwin Nunes is Darwin Nunes. I think we know this at this point. 40% time teammates don't pass, 60% time he didn't show up. It's a bit crazy that you're going without Haaland. I've sold Haaland. On my main team, I'll show you now. I've sold Haaland. I don't think Haaland will play this week. So I can go for 1 week without Haaland. Now, if Haaland is fitting 36, I'll think about that later. But hey, am I back? Am I back? Yes, I'm back. For 1 week, at least, I can go without Haaland, is what I'm thinking. I think Arsenal will win. We have Partey back. Fair enough. One Haaland haul could kill your rank if you don't have him. Yes, but is he going to play this week? I don't think he's playing this week. So I can go 1 week without Haaland. Maybe I think maybe if I need to get him in Gameweek 36, we'll revisit that situation then. Calm down, huh? You really dislike Haaland? Who, me? I really dislike Haaland. Not really. I feel like owning Haaland this season has been more of a detriment than it has been an advantage, to be honest. Every time I wanted Haaland to do well, when I owned him, when others haven't, he hasn't done well at all, and everyone else who hasn't owned him have gained rank. Mr. T, welcome. How are you doing, Mr. T? Hopefully your game week went well as well. Triple City attack on the wildcard. No. Like who? Like you mean Foden, KDB, and Haaland? Me personally, I'm not going KDB again. I made that mistake once. I'm not doing it again. I wouldn't stop you from going for KDB at the same time as well. But I just feel like this midfield 5 is just too good. Is what I'm thinking. Alvarez is good. Yes, Alvarez is a good differential as well. Early into Isak and Salah De Bruyne for a -4. I don't mind that, Mr. T. I actually don't mind that. But who else do you have on your strikers, Mr. T? Like if you don't have a wildcard left, I would try and keep Haaland. But yeah. What 3 Newcastle players should I go for? I think Gordon and Isak are probably the best options to go for. And then after that, it's depending on your budget. You could go for Shah or you could go for a Dan Burn. I would not go for the goalkeeper now because it seems like Nick Pope is back in training. So yeah, where do you think I should go? And also, if you guys want me to look at your teams as well, I can do that as well. But what do you all think? Double Arsenal defense for 1 week. Yes, I know you guys said don't book in transfers. It kind of is book in transfer. Like I'm getting rid of a double Arsenal defender, but I'm doing that for like 37. I just have to think, right? It's 4 weeks left. It's basically 25% of your season left. I'm going to target every single game week to try and maximize every single game week. May sound crazy, but that is what I kind of want to do. So I think one of my first decisions should be Watkins, Jackson. That's probably one of the first talking points. What do I do with Watkins and Jackson? Should I get Jackson? Should I not get Jackson? Arsenal defense versus Spurs is very tricky as they may score. I'm not going to start Arsenal defense versus Spurs. I'm starting Arsenal defense versus Bournemouth. That's what I'm doing. Wait, what does booking transfers mean? Booking transfers mean knowing that I'm going to like me getting in double Arsenal defense right now means that I am going to like get rid of one Arsenal defender, which kind of seems logical in game week 37. That's like a booking in transfer. Another booking in transfer in this situation, depending on how you look at it, could be I have no Haaland. If Haaland is fit by game week 37, I probably want Haaland. That's another transfer I'm kind of booking in. But when we don't have any guarantee that Haaland is going to be fit by 37 even. That's the other thing. What goalkeeper I've got? Onana, who is my other keeper to pick? You can go Petrovic. I don't mind Petrovic as another goalkeeper. Tag Anguna. I'm staying far, far away from Jackson. I also want to stay far, far away from Jackson. I probably should stay far, far away from Jackson. Should I just go and get Hoyland in? Just in case. So if I can just go and get Hoyland in, right? And play Watkins this week, I have no problem with that. But I just have 4 players for the double this week. So then that leaves me with, do I really want to get a Richarlison in? Probably not, right? Richarlison against Arsenal, not going to be great. The game is just a Chelsea game that you're wanting, like this one. You want Richarlison for the Chelsea game and not the Arsenal game. Should I get Branthwaite on my wildcard? He's not a bad option to have, and I still have him in my team. I haven't sold him just yet. He's not a bad option to have. But I just think that, yes, the Sheffield United, if you're bench boosting, is a good fixture. But you could probably get you could punt on a double game week player if you wanted to. Is Saliba good to keep? Yeah, I think Saliba is good to keep Tiger and Guna. If you have Saliba, I would keep Saliba. I've got Isak and Watkins up front. Who else? This is where you have to make the decision on what other striker do you want up front. Can you have a look at my team? 30 in the league. I'm open hits. I want to go Salah to Gordon this week. I would sell Haaland for Watkins, but the route back to Haaland may be challenging if he rises. I don't think he'll rise. If anything, Watkins will rise in price more than Haaland will rise in price. I've already caught Watkins' price rise for this week. Yes, Will, we can have a look at your team as well. So I'll bring your team as well. And if you guys are on a wildcard and you want me to look at your wildcard teams, send it. Maybe if you guys can send it into if you're on Twitter or Instagram or somewhere, or even on Discord, put your wildcard teams in Discord or on Twitter, whichever. If you're on Twitter, tweet your wildcard teams to this tweet. Tweet your wildcard teams to that tweet that I just sent. If you're on Twitter. If you're on Discord, put it in the rate my team section. And if you're on Instagram, just message it to me and I'll bring it up, whichever way. And yeah. So let's have a look at Will. Will, 133 points from a free hit. Woo. What a week, Will. Well done. Now, so this is Will's actual team that he's facing with this week. So Udogi's out. Gusto, I think you probably keep Gusto. It's just that he's not going to play this week. But he might play for 37. So you'll start Foden. Actually, let's bring your team, Will, up on FPL.team. Tin, welcome. Can you show your starting 11 for Gameweek 36? If I go Watkins and Hoyland with this, right? With Ederson in goal and White and Gabriel in defense, my starting lineup for Gameweek 36 would look something like this. In this specific case, I might even potentially punt on Bruno Fernandes, but I think Foden might be the actual captaincy option here. But yeah, my starting lineup for Gameweek 36 would look something like this. I could even start Hoyland over Heung-min Son, but I think I might play Heung-min Son. This will be my starting lineup for Gameweek 36. I think it's pretty strong, I would say. What do you guys think? All right. This is, where are we? We were looking at Will. I'm 133 in the league. Yes, but Tiger and you're on a wildcard. So you need to send me a picture of your wildcard, because looking at your team won't really help me too much without knowing what. Actually, I can bring up we could make your wildcard on stream. That's also possible. Yes, that is very possible. So I'll load your team up as well. All right, Will, let's start with Will first. Will wants to get Gordon in. Realistically speaking, you're probably removing Salah, aren't you, Will? There's absolutely no way you are dropping any of your other midfielders. I send you on Instagram. Alright, sick. I will bring that up. So Salah to Anthony Gordon. Are you looking at anything else? I think you need a defensive fix. I don't know if Rico Lewis will play. Poro? Yep, makes sense. Poro is an option. So Rico Lewis to Pedro Poro? Oh, Udogi. Oh, yes. Sorry. Udogi is out. I completely forgot your Udogi. Alright. So something like this. See, this is attacking the double. Gusto might not be available though. So maybe you start Ent Nuri because Gusto is out. He is not. Is injured. Well, not injured, on rehabilitation apparently. So you know, yeah. What do you think? You have a decision to make on Haaland as well. Do we have has Pep Guardiola's quotes come out just yet? And obviously this is Tiger and Guna's wildcard as well. Oh, is this Tiger and Guna's wildcard? Kinda, not yet, not fully. So what else are you planning on doing, Will? Ooh. Oh, anyone who has Eze, apparently he's facing a late fitness test. So something to kind of keep an eye out for. I'm happy to risk Haaland. Who do you want to get though? Can't be a double game week player, right? Because all the double game you got like your double game week. Your Pedro sub, no? You could probably let me see if we got like Pep Guardiola notes yet. Nothing from Guardiola just yet. Mikel Arteta has revealed that Julian Timber is very close. I think that affects the left back spot more than it has the right back, right? Crystal Palace, Eze is a doubt. Everyone else seems to be okay. Luton, we don't really care. Wolves, the usual people that we have are okay. I guess we're waiting on Pep Guardiola. Where he's Timber and Wildcard? No, don't go Timber. I wouldn't go Timber. Minutes are not guaranteed just yet. I would sell Haaland, but the benching headache is too much. You mean like who do you bring in for Haaland? Who do you bring in for Haaland? Realistically, who do you bring in? Watkins? Just a one game week though. 1 or 2 game weeks at best with Watkins, right? Before bringing Watkins back in. Watkins or Isaac. So he has Isaac already. Will has Isaac already. So he doesn't have to go for Isaac. And he's already taken a 4-point hit. So the question is, does he just start Joao Pedro? Or play Haaland? Can you roll through to 37 for bench boost suggestions? Yes, let's go to 37. So let's assume we roll, go to 37 with 2 frees. Rico Lewis would have to be taken out. I don't think on a bench boost he'll be one. So I think Rico Lewis will be one that you get rid of. And I think you need United. I think either Bruno Fernandes or Garnacho or even Hoyland need to make your team potentially. I would even potentially look at removing Madison to, let's say, a Bruno for the moment. Assume Gusto is fit by then. And then Rico Lewis. Do you remove him to another City defender or not? Maybe a Guardiola or Van de Ven. Van de Ven, no, you already have Pedro Porro, so maybe. Oh, actually, against Burnley. Yeah. Could also go Guardiola, one of the two. John, how are you doing? Welcome, John. Tiger and Guna, Petrovic, Onana, Cucurella, Dalot, Saliba, Shah, Ruben, Fernandes, Foden, De Bruyne, Palmer. Ooh, wait, Ruben, is that Ruben Diaz? Saliba, Shah, Ruben Diaz, Fernandes, Foden, De Bruyne, Palmer, Gordon. Yep, looks good. Mateta, Isak, Watkins is my wildcard draft this week. Or swap with anyone. I would probably look at. Oh, you don't have Shah. Yes, good point. Rico Luis Shah. I would probably look at Huming Sun as well, potentially Tiger and Guna. But then it's Huming Sun versus De Bruyne for you. So Shah. So this is your bench boost, which is not too bad. I don't mind playing Nuri against Crystal Palace. That's honestly not too bad. You could replace with a double, but that's up to you. But for the moment, it looks pretty solid. Wouldn't you say? Should I keep Nuri for my wild card? The thing is, replacing Nuri probably for a City defender, right? But you could also keep Nuri, which is not a bad option. And I would apply the same thing to anyone who has Branthwaite as well. Because Branthwaite will be playing Sheffield United in game week 37. You could keep Branthwaite as well as a single game week player. You have two single game week defenders. And I think realistically, I think there's a high chance that Manchester United score against Arsenal. Because it's at Old Trafford. So you're expecting Gabriel. You're keeping Gabriel mainly for 36 and 38. So 37 is just like a you take whatever points you get from Gabriel kind of situation. So realistically, your bench boost is something like this. I take an extra hit along the way. Yeah, I think you could take an extra hit as well along the way, potentially. Yep. Nothing against that, actually. And then 38. 38, we'll get to 38 when we get to 38. I think that is like we just assess what the league stat is and then take a wildcard pick. 38. Okay, so that's Will's team. Okay, Tiger and Gunnar, can you send me that updated picture of your wildcard that you just mentioned? And Shah. Yeah, I don't mind Shah, actually. I should also mention to you guys, do not remove players from your team unless you're absolutely sure you don't want them on your wildcard. Otherwise, you'll be buying them for your new price. Just keep that in mind. Best to plan a wildcard in most cases on a planner like this than your actual team for the moment. Best goalkeeper pairing. Honestly, there isn't one, I would say. I don't think there's one. I think it's depending on what you go in defense, which is where I get to mine. Where I've got Ederson and Petrovic, and that's because I don't have Malo Gusto because he's out, right? Gusto is out for this week, so I've gone Petrovic. I could have gone Petrovic and Gusto as well, but might be slightly overkill. So I've gone Pedro Porro and Petrovic as a pairing, and then that leaves me with like I can go Ederson, but I've gone Ederson here because I've gone double Arsenal defenders from the two. Now I can switch this and I can go David Raya from one rare for 36. And I have a Guardiola and a Gabriel, right? I haven't got Onana here because I've got Dalot. And honestly, I don't think I want double United defense. I don't think we're keeping a single clean sheet. Maybe game week 38 we might keep a clean sheet, but I don't think we're keeping a clean sheet before that. So I don't want double United defense. And then we get to Newcastle. Dubravka might now be a minutes risk because Pope is back in training. So Newcastle goalkeeper is not an option. You have Brighton who double. Let's not even talk about Brighton. It's just been don't really want to talk about. They're not going to keep a clean sheet as well. Then your last goalkeeper is Vicario, which I kind of just not touched on. In terms of, I think Vicario is good for 37 as a goalkeeper. It's just this week they have two tough fixtures, which they are most likely not going to keep a clean sheet. Very highly likely to not keep a clean sheet. So this is, so I hope I've explained the whole concepts of how you're pairing a goalkeeper. I think you're pairing your goalkeeper based on who you have in your defense. Like, do you double up on defense in certain situations and whatnot? I sent you a screenshot on Instagram. All right, let me bring it up. Van Heck for 4.1 cheap. Van Heck is, if you are budget tight, Yes, you can go for Van Heck. But if you can afford the one, like 0.1 extra to a Maguire, I probably might even prefer Maguire over Van Heck, honestly. Assuming you're not doubling up on Arsenal, sorry, on Manchester United defense. Let's see. I've got a request. Who was this request from? Peter Wilkinson. Taganguna, is that yours? Yes, is it? Alright, this is Taganguna's new one. Alright, so this is Taganguna's new wildcard, which is Petrovic, Onana, Cucurella, Diego Dalot, Saliba, Shah, Ruben Diaz. I might be a bit careful with Ruben Diaz. I don't think he's going to play a consistent number of minutes. So I'll be a bit careful with that. Midfield looks fine. I guess you could get Heung-min Son. Heung-min Son over who? Maybe Heung-min Son even over Bruno Fernandes if you wanted to. Or over De Bruyne. So probably one of those choices. And then you have Mateta, Isak, and Watkins. Mateta. I guess Mateta is not too bad. Who would you want instead of Mateta? Not really sure at the moment. What do you guys think? People in the chat, what do you all think? I think I would want to get Heung-min Son potentially. At least for that Chelsea game. I think there's going to be goals in that game from both sides. Maybe either over Bruno or over De Bruyne. Most people will go without Liverpool the rest of the season. Who, if anyone, do you think is the most likely to punish us? Arsenal. Oh, you mean from Liverpool, or you mean from like just general single game week players that we're kind of avoiding? Can't believe I'm going for Van Heck. Are you really going for Van Heck, Eliza? Shah or Burn? That would depend on your budget. How tight are you in terms of budget? If you have to go for Van Heck by going Shah, I would rather go Burn and upgrade Van Heck for someone else. Keep Declan Rice. No, I would sell, John. I would sell. But he did the job for you in the double. But I would sell. Who should I replace Ruben with? You can go for Guardiola, the City left back. You can even go for Carl Walker. He's also not a bad option. Go for the fullbacks, probably. I would go for the fullbacks from City instead of Ruben Diaz. When you guys are looking at players to get on your wildcard, try and go as for many high ceiling picks as you can. There are only 4 weeks left. Try and go for as many high ceiling picks as you can. And when I mean high ceiling, I mean players who are capable of getting like double digits. So get Son in. Yes, I would get Son in. The decision is up to you in terms of do you go for Bruno Fernandes or do you... Oh, you actually have Bruno Fernandes for some time, don't you? I probably wouldn't sell Bruno Fernandes in your case. Oh no, he's 8.4 now. Yeah, I probably might sell De Bruyne potentially. Or Heung-min Son. I don't know. Yeah, that's probably me. Walker is interesting. Could be my Lewis replacement. Yes, Walker is also an option for anyone who's looking. I think Walker is a decent option. It all depends on your budget. I have contemplated Walker as well, potentially. If I go Walker, then I don't go Ben White. I can go something like this. And then instead of Ederson, I have David Raya in, right? For 35. But what that does is, game week 36, my team will look like something like this with Walker as well. And game week 37, I keep Gabriel. What have I done here? Højlund, right? I leave Højlund here. I remove Watkins for Haaland. What did I do here? I had Walker, keep Walker there. And I remove Rhea for Vicario, who is Burnley. If I was to get Walker in. So as you can see, one or two players kind of like switches about 3 to 4 positions. The only thing I know that is locked in my team is my entire midfield 5 is locked. Isak is locked. Gabriel is locked. Petrovic is locked. Shah and Poro. So I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, and Dalot as well. 11 spots locked in my wildcard. The spots that are open are the one striker, the one defensive spot, and the one goalkeeper spot. Sorry, the two striker spots, one defensive and one goalkeeper spot. So 4 spots open in my wildcard. The rest are all locked for me. So swap De Bruyne for Son. Yeah, I probably might swap De Bruyne for Son. I mean, you could play De Bruyne, but then you'll have to remove Bruno Fernandes. But I would probably keep Bruno Fernandes, to be honest. I think there's potential points in there. De Bruyne is a very odd player, man. I don't know. De Bruyne is capable of doing the big one, but yeah. Not tempted by Maguire. No, I think Maguire is an option. The only reason I've gone for Dalot is even though Maguire has scored now in the last 2 games, I just feel like Dalot is capable of like that occasional assist or even a goal potentially. He gets into good spaces, Dalot. So that's why I've got Dalot. Now he hasn't gotten any attacking returns, and Maguire has, which kind of makes Maguire look good. But I just think Dalot has the upside. Might be, but I have nothing against Maguire. And for anyone who's on a budget, now I have 106 point something in team value, if I'm not mistaken. But I know a lot of people don't have the same. I have 106.5 in team value. So now that might have gone down a bit because I sold the likes of Osaka, Odegaard, but then I gained some on like Watkins and whatnot. But I have 106.5, so not everyone has 106.5 as well. So something to kind of keep in mind of in team value and all of that. But Maguire is not a bad option as well. Not a bad option as well. So yeah, I haven't decided how do I want to approach this? Should I just like not go for Walker and like, get Ben White instead? And get Ederson just because maybe he might be a safer goalkeeper pick. And then what do I do with Jackson? Do I go Jackson over Watkins? I think Watkins could still outscore Jackson in 2 games, even though Watkins has 1 game and Jackson has 2. And if I was to get Jackson and Watkins, then I most likely bench a certain Foden. Do I want to bench Foden? That might seem a bit more crazy, wouldn't it? What do you think, Cucurella or Guardiola? So I'll have 2 City defenders. Oh, wait, you have 2 City defenders? Why 2 City defenders? Are you having Ruben Diaz as well? I wouldn't have Ruben Diaz as well. I would have 1 City defender. You'll have Walker. Oh, you want Walker and Guardiola? No, I might actually punt on Cucurella, to be honest. Just because the amount of games, I might punt on Cucurella, potentially. What do you guys think? Do you guys think he should go double city? I don't know if I would go double city because you might potentially want Haaland back in Taganguna for like 37. So maybe don't lock yourself out of Haaland if you need him. So pick one of Guardiola or Walker. What team news are you sweating on? Any spots depending on presses? So we're waiting on, like right now, I think Pep should have had his team news by now. I'm just waiting on that. Richarlison is fit, which is very tempting. It is very tempting. I'm not going to lie. Richarlison is extremely tempting because I could do something like this and do I really go into Gameweek 35 with 0 City? Well, I have Edison, but like realistically, just 0 City. Or should I just like, have Rhea in here, technically speaking? And instead of Ben White, I've got Guardiola. And I start Guardiola over Dalot. But really, do I want Richarlison? over Foden. I need to start taking risk. Question is like how much of risk? Is that a bit more crazy? I don't know. Richarlison frees up so much money. He's a good shout. He does, but Richarlison is. I'll tell you now. Richarlison is just a 1 week punt. That is booking in a transfer for me. I will be literally booking in a transfer. Game week 36, I will sell Richarlison and I will go and get Foden back in. No doubt. So I'm literally booking in a transfer if I do get Richarlison, which means then I have to take a -4, which I've done here. Which I've got rid of Rea for Vicario, and I got rid of Watkins for Haaland, which is not too bad as well. I don't mind it, but it does mean I'm taking a hit. So the question is Richarlison worth whatever points he gets plus 4 points on top of that compared to Foden? I'll be selling Son for Richarlison. Ooh, do I want to sell Son for Richarlison? Oh, that is a good point. I don't mind that as well. But I think Son, minutes wise, I feel like Son is a bit more safer, don't you think? Because Richarlison is still coming back from injury. So I'm not sure how much of that I want to like hunt on. Haaland. Okay, we got City press conference news. Basically from the press conference, it's an embargoed section from the press conference. So Pep didn't have anything today. So basically nothing on Haaland, apart from what we already know. So yeah, that's useless. Absolutely useless from Manchester City. So what are you guys thinking? So get Gordon in for Tiger and Guna? Tiger and Guna, yes, I would have Gordon on your team. I would have Gordon on a wildcard. Alright, who else wants their teams to be looked at? And let me know and I can bring your teams up here as well. And you guys can also tell me, am I going crazy by thinking of who would you guys have? Would you have 2 games of Jackson? Realistically, it's 2 games of Jackson and 1 game of Hoyland, right? For Gameweek 35 and 36 versus 2 games of Watkins. So 2 games of Jackson plus Hoyland in 1 game versus 2 games of Watkins. Who would you rather have? 2 games of Watkins is against Chelsea and Brighton, whereas Hoyland plays Crystal Palace and Jackson plays what? Aston Villa and Spurs. Having said that, whoever I keep between Jackson and Hoyland, they will be the strikers in 37. And maybe I prefer to have Hoyland in 37 rather than want to have Jackson. Does that sound crazy? Or what do you guys think? Hoyland? Hagan Gunnar says Hoyland. Arsenal defense doesn't look good in the long run for me. True, but this is the thing. I'm having Arsenal defense just for 1 week. Is it worth to have Arsenal defense for just for 1 week? I'm having Arsenal double defense for 1 week just for Bournemouth, and then I'll have only 1 Arsenal defender in 38. Which is why I'm thinking if it's that 1 week, it probably makes a bit more sense for me to have a Ben White and Gabriel over a Rea and Gabriel. Because at least I punt on a bit more attacking upside. So something like Ben White. But that means I play Dalot this week against Burnley, which I don't mind actually. I don't mind it. I sent you my team on Instagram. Alright, let's bring up your team as well. I have to get rid of Man United player. 1 Man United player. Which one? Tag and Guna. Which one? Alright, let's bring up Eliza, where did you send it on Instagram? I can't find it. Oh, it hasn't loaded for me yet. Has it loaded on my phone? Did you send it on Instagram or did you send it on Twitter? I don't think I got it. When you put it like that, Watkins sounds better and probably still better even if you take the hit in 37. Yeah, that's the thing, right? I think that's true. I probably might just stick with Watkins. I think Watkins is a very differential pick. Onana, Dalot, Fernandez, or Hoyland. I would have one United defender, Tiger and Guna. I wouldn't have two United defenders. I'll probably just get one. So depending on your budget, I probably might even just like drop Onana for another double game week goalkeeper. Maybe like who do you get in terms of double game week? So hard, man. I probably will pick only one from Onana and Dalot. Maybe you drop Dalot and get someone else. That's another option. One of Onana or Dalot. If you drop Dalot, you have a couple options. If you drop Onana, you're either looking at Ederson or Vicario. I know Vicario has a game this week. But then you have Petrovic as well. So probably looking at Ederson. Unless you go David Raya like I'm doing. Some absolute batshit craziness. I don't have your team, Eliza. Did you send it on X? I can't find it. Wait, didn't you just follow me, Eliza, on Twitter? Can you just message it to me on Twitter? And I'll just bring it up on Twitter. From Twitter or X, whatever it's called. So, City. This is very interesting. Okay, this is way too long for even me. Let's just bring it up for all of you guys so you guys can. I'm looking at Rhea. Rhea is not a bad option. Alright, so do you guys see this? This is from Alex, who is a City, is City correspondent? Football writer and junior analyst. He's not too bad. He gets some good insight. Pep will rotate some. That is not 111 that is going to be the first choice. Yep, fair enough. Brighton, so 2 days rest. Then Forest, we just seen. So that's why I think like Haaland won't play this game. This Wolves game, Haaland has an opportunity to play. But this is why I think I can go without Haaland for the moment. Least amount of direct rotation consequences. Yes, I agree with that. This is what I'm worried about. This is why I've kind of gone Ederson at the moment. So if anyone's looking for 5 City players, oh my god, I did not know this. Haaland only has 2 double-digit returns in FPL since the start of December. If anyone wants to read this thread, I can send it to you guys. Let me know. I'll actually put it on the chat, so it's up to you guys in terms of like whether you want to watch that or read that or not. But I will put it on the chat. 134 in your league suggestions. All right, let me bring it up, John. Let me bring it up. Give me a second. Let me know what you think. All right, let me look at Tiger and Guna's latest draft and Elazar. Let me know as well, and then John as well. So this is Tiger and Guna's latest one. Rhea, Petrovic, Shah, Guardiola, Saliba, Dalot, Cucurella. Yes. Bruno, Foden, Son, Gordon, Palmer. Yes. Watkins, Isak, Hoyland. Yes. I like this. I think this is pretty good actually. I don't mind this at all. What can you change? I guess one thing. Actually, no. I don't mind this actually. You don't have Spurs defense, but this week's Spurs defense is not necessarily needed as well. I don't mind this actually. I like this. What do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think. And while that happens, John's team. Where's John? John, here we go. I'll bring up John's team as well, which is this. By the way, we will have a deadline stream tomorrow. Don't forget about that. So keep an eye out for that. Give me a second. All right. John, what's the plan? Haaland to Jackson, Rice to Foden, Petrovic to Vicario. Petrovic to Vicario? To get Jackson. What time? 2 hours before the deadline. Tiger and Guna. So deadline tomorrow is at 8 o'clock. So which means 6 p.m. Sydney time. 6 p.m. Sydney time. I think there's 3 hours difference from you where you are at. So that's like what, 3 p.m. your time? Is it 3 hours or 2 hours different? Tiger and Guna from your side. Petrovic. Okay, let's first do the Rice to Foden, shall we? Where is Rice to Foden? Okay. Haaland to Jackson. No, that sounds crazy, but yes. Which means Petrovic moves out to Vicario. So are we looking at something like this? John, I feel Vicario will make more saves. Aura Petrovic is good, but blocks attackers and Gusto may not start some. Gusto won't be playing for 35, but 37 he probably might be available. Morris, welcome. How are you doing, Morris? Welcome to the Football Chatbox. Edison, Petrovic, Shah, Porro, Gabriel, White. Let me read that properly. Like Edison, Petrovic in goal, Shah, Porro, Gabriel, White, Dalot in defense. Son, Bruno, Gordon, Palmer, Foden. Basically the expected midfield 5 with Haaland, Isaac, and Jackson. I'm 2.6 million short. Oh, okay. Option 1, downgrade Fernandes to Garnacho. Option 2, Onana for Petrovic. Wait, what? Onana for Petrovic. Vicario for Edison. Davis for White. Guardiola for Gusto. Burn for Shah and keep Fernandes. Oh my god, my head. Onana to Petrovic. Oh wait, you're getting Onana instead of Petrovic, so you're going up. Vicario for Edison, so you're going down and you're starting Vicario. Davis for White. I might be careful on Davis. I think he is most likely going to play Davis, but I will be a bit careful on like whether you get Davis or not. I don't know in terms of his minutes for the long run. I don't know how guaranteed it's going to be. Guardiola for Gusto, so you're going up there as well because Gusto is out. And Burn for Shah. But you've gone up there as well. There. Why would you go up there? Why not just like do Shah for Burn? Morris. I'll get you to do the Mrs. Wildcard tomorrow night. Yes. Or send a screenshot, tag and Guna. Like message me. Because I feel like tomorrow's deadline stream is going to be packed. There's going to be so many questions in the deadline stream. That's why I'm doing today's stream as well for you guys. Like people who are like very regular, like you guys. I can help you all a bit more longer. So maybe send me a message. Like message me if you have like a draft or if the missus has a draft that she wants to discuss, and then we can like make a few changes, and then tomorrow night you can kind of confirm it to me. Salah to Bruno or Gordon? Gordon. Anthony Gordon. Just because of the Sheffield United fixture. Anthony Gordon. The only way to keep my team with 2 short is to downgrade Fernandes to Garnacho. If you downgrade Ben White, you can do this. You could downgrade Dalot to Maguire, right? Let me bring. So, wait, Morris, can you? I think I can. So, if you downgrade Dalot to Maguire, that frees up 1 million. If you downgrade Ben White to Gusto is not available, so that's a slight problem. How are you planning on playing this, Morris? Here's a question. What are you planning on doing for like... There is the option of going without Haaland as well, potentially, for the short term. And like get Haaland in like 37, where you then downgrade White to like a Gusto at that in 37, stuff like that. You could go Dan, if you go Dan Burn over Shah, I think going Dan Burn over Shah and Maguire over Dalot, will that give you enough money? I want to keep Haaland. Yeah, fair enough. So if you go Maguire over Dalot and Dan Burn over Shah, how much money are you short by? That should bring you very close, if I'm not mistaken. And I have 2 free transfers for Gameweek 37. Fair enough. Somehow you're almost convincing me to get Haaland for Watkins. I'll tell you now, if you're not on a wildcard, I wouldn't risk actually removing Haaland per se. On a wildcard, I'm removing Haaland because I feel like there is enough risk, like enough opportunity, just because like I'm not really spending a transfer to remove him and spending a transfer to bring him back as well. I'm just spending a transfer to bring him back. That's it. But if you want to take a risk, be my guest. Still not enough funds. I'll just downgrade Fernandes for Garnacho. Yeah, point. I guess you could do that as well. Damn. Thanks, bud. We'll move around with these players in mind. No worries. I sent you on Twitter. Let me bring your team up, Eliza. Saka to Havertz. For this team, John, Saka to Havertz. Nah. Why not Saka to Anthony Gordon? I would rate the Saka to Anthony Gordon over Saka to Havertz. John, what do you think? I just sent you the Mrs. Team. Hasn't done anything to yet. She's 166. All right, let's have a look. All right, Morris's team, updated team at least, is Ederson, Petrovic, Gabriel, Porro, White, Dalot, Shah. Okay, Garnacho, Foden, Son, Gordon, Palmer, Isak, Jackson, Haaland. This will be my team. That looks good, I would say. That looked good as well. Not too bad. Gordon is hard not to have. Yes, that's true. I don't mind if you want removing Saka for Gordon. If you wanted to, John. I like the team, Morris. Not too bad. Looks pretty good. Alright, let me bring up Elazar's team. I've got 2 different teams from Elazar right now. So the first one is this, and the second one is okay. So Elazar's first team is this one. Then I had another one as well from Elazar. Just this one. Alright. Let's start with this. So Elazar's first one, Petrovic and Pickford. Petrovic and Pickford, very interesting. Maguire, Burn, Van Heck, Guardiola, White. Quick question to you, Elazar. So lock in my wildcard or change it? I would lock in your wildcard for the moment. Tag and Gunnar. Yeah, I think lock in the wildcard. Quick question, Elazar. Did you not have an Arsenal defender before this? Or have you like... Just asking. Well, just want to know if you had an Arsenal defender before this. Foden, Saka, Havertz, Bruno Fernandes, Palmer, Isak, Mateta, and Haaland. Yes, you could go Havertz. I don't mind it. Havertz or Anthony Gordon? I don't mind Havertz, given the form he's on, to be honest. Would like to get Anthony Gordon as well, though. But I probably lean slightly towards Anthony Gordon over Havertz, slightly. Which would also give you the money to upgrade Van Heck. Who would you upgrade Van Heck to? Do you have a bench boost, by the way, Elazar? Are you thinking about a bench boost or not? I'll send you my team IG and my plans. All right, send it over, Maurice, and I'll bring it up as well. So this is one team, and then the next one from Elazar is got Region. Region, White, Burn, Guardiola, Van Heck, Son, Foden, Gordon, Anthony Gordon over here. Where is Anthony Gordon? Not here. Fernandes, Isak, Haaland, Mateta, Pickford, and Onana. This one, you're not attacking the double this week, aren't you, Elazar? Probably go Petrovic over Pickford. Petrovic over Pickford, and yeah, probably Petrovic over Pickford. If you're doing this, what are you contemplating? I've been hustling. You don't have a bench boost, right? You've used your bench boost, if I'm not mistaken, Elazar. Or you have a bench boost left. And then while I wait for your reply on that one, let me just bring up Pete's the Mrs. current team. Okay, Pete, Mrs. current team. Obviously, she has to get. I think a lot of her team can change. Similar to your team, like some of the players we discussed, like Van Dijk can go, Declan Rice can go, Darwin Núñez can go, Solanke can go, Turner can go, Dunk can go. Dunk could keep. Muniz can go. Nuri can keep, can go. Dubravka probably has to go. Salah and Saka also might have to kind of look at selling. So definitely want to change. Similar to some of the players I think we discussed on your team. So have a look and see. And let me know what you think. So you do have a bench boost. So, but then if you have a bench boost, you're going to have like Region, Ben White, Pickford, Mateta, 1, 2, 3, 4 single game, because it's not too bad. Where are you going to play Region is the question. You'll be playing Ben White, Dan Burn, and Guardiola in 35, 36. Region has a good fixture. I know he has a good fixture because I had him before I sold him. Where's the FDR? Region has Bournemouth. Region's not a bad player to own actually between these three fixtures. I don't mind starting him as well. This is 1.1. You can actually upgrade Van Heck to Maguire, but then that's double United defense Maybe you do Van Heck to Maguire and Onana to Petrovic. Mateta to Hoyland later. Yes, that's a possibility as well. So you could go Van Heck to Maguire because it's like 0.1 difference. Onana to Petrovic. So you get an extra double game week player for this week. And then Mateta to Hoyland can be done in 37, right? I'm just so turned off with regards to Brighton. I don't know. I just think Brighton have just been poor. I feel like Brighton have, when we talk about teams on the beach, I think Brighton is that team. And I feel like they've been on the beach for the last like 5 to 6 game weeks for some reason. Do you think Liverpool will respond away? Yes, I think Liverpool will win against West Ham, is it? You do have Salah, right? I don't mind keeping Salah. At this point, he's going to be a differential, to be honest. I think they will bounce back, yes. I don't think West Ham are in a bit of a... West Ham are there for the taking. I think they're kind of exhausted, West Ham. And if I need to check on Jared Bowen. If Bowen is not available, it doesn't look good for West Ham. So I think there is opportunity for Salah. But then after that, I think I don't know how long you want to keep Salah for. He's taking too much money when you can have like better double game makers. So that's probably the last week you have Salah. If not, potentially game week 38, you take a punt on Salah against Wolves. Those are the only weeks I can think about Salah as options. After that, I'm like, yeah, nah. There's just too many other players that you would want. But Salah just doesn't justify staying. Even his current form as well. Both him and Saka don't justify staying in the teams based on their form. Havertz is a different story. If you guys now, I have Odegaard, which I have sold, unfortunately. But he also, I don't mind Odegaard as well. Like he's like another player who justifies staying. Problem is, I have a wildcard, so I have to maximize as much as possible. But Odegaard I think I might actually go for Havertz game week 38 potentially. Havertz or Odegaard, I might go for in game week 38. But that's for another time. Alright, so Eliza. I think maybe Lana to Petrovic, potentially upgrade Van Heck to Maguire. And the rest are fine, I would say. Mateta you can keep for now and then later upgrade in 37 if you wanted to Hoyland. But I think you might need Mateta this week, potentially, if Haaland doesn't play. Shah or Burn. If you have the budget, I would go for Shah. If you don't have the budget, I would go for Dan Burn. But I feel like there's not too much between the two as well. People are really ignoring Brighton because of the form. I am ignoring Brighton because of the form. I don't know that many people are ignoring Brighton because of the form. Maybe they are. I am purely ignoring them just because of the form. They haven't looked great at all. As in, like, they're creating and all, but like they don't seem anywhere near to keeping a clean sheet. And I don't think they'll keep a single clean sheet. Where is the FDR? Pictures, right? Here we go. Brighton. Bournemouth probably score. Aston Villa most definitely score. Newcastle and Chelsea are definitely scoring. And United at home. Oh wait, this is Brighton United away. I think United will score as well against Brighton. So I don't see Brighton keeping a clean sheet. But at the same time, I don't think United are also keeping a clean sheet. It's just that I feel like Maguire has a slightly higher chance of keeping a clean sheet than Brighton do at the moment. I think I should attack the doubles more to gain rank. Don't make the mistakes I made. I didn't attack the doubles as much, which I wish I did. Which is why I'm still wondering what to do In terms of do I go for Jackson or Richarlison? Tempting, man. Tempting. All right. Morris, did you send me your team? You did. Yes, you did. Here we go. Let me get you up. Let's print Morris's decisions. So, oh, I got quite a few from Morris. I think this is his wildcard team. I've got the current team as well. Transfer plans. This is transfer plans for. The final team. Let's bring this one up. All right, this is Morris's final wildcard team, which has Petrovic and Edison, Pedro Porro, Shah, Dalot, White, Gabriel. I like it. Garnacho, Palmer, Gordon, Son, Foden, Isak, Jackson, and Haaland. 0.1 left in the bank. Scraping the barrel, eh? Yep, I like it. Looks pretty good, Morris. Richarlison, if I was you. But for who, though? I have to drop Foden, realistically speaking, if I was to get Richarlison. Guardiola or Walker in my defense? Probably Guardiola, Tiger, and Guna. I think I've seen your team value. Probably not as high, right? Their team value. So probably Guardiola. Colm Welcome says is a -4, maybe -8 okay for this game week if it facilitates rolling in game week 36 to have 2 free transfers for game week 37. Who it depends on who the players. I don't mind like hits. It just depends on like who you're bringing in and who you're selling. So you need to look at it like in that. I generally try to see it in that way when it comes to -4s and -8s. As long as you think the player you're getting in now can outscore the player you're selling, then yes, do it. So I'd rather go Van der Ven than Manhik. Oh, yeah, you could do that as well. You could go Van der Ven as well. Who are you going to get? So Van der Ven, yeah, because we don't know about Gusto, right? It's a shame Gusto was not available. Because if Gusto was available, I also would have gone for Gusto. Like you could have gone Region to Gusto or something. But Gusto is not available at the moment. And then Morris, Morris. I like the team. Honestly, I don't see any reason. Like, what is your plan for 37? I think we both have very similar teams. Actually, we have very similar teams. It's just that I have Bruno in that lineup. And I've sold Haaland. And the only way I get Haaland back is me selling Ben White in 37. Okay, I'm going to transfer chat. All right, good luck, Tiger and Gunnar. All right. Anyone else with any questions? Teams and whatnot. Hopefully, this has been a very useful session for you guys. And I will be live tomorrow as well. Should I do? Okay, here's a question for you guys. Do you want me to stream slightly earlier than the usual 2 hours? Just because it's a wildcard and all that. Should I go 2.5 hours? Potentially. Do you think that'll be helpful for you guys? If I was to stream 2.5 hours before the deadline. Might also mean that I stream slightly before all the other big content creators go live as well, which could help me as well potentially. So I might actually do that. 2.5 hours? Okay. I'll stream 2.5 hours before the deadline. So gives you guys as well more time to like ask questions and whatnot. And me more time to answer more questions as well. So I remember last week we were just rushing in the last couple of hours. We were rushing with so many questions. All right. I think we are good for now. I have to think. Okay, just before we end, final thoughts in terms. Okay, let me put it up like this. I have Watkins, basically my bench that you see my bench. Actually, not even. Let's put these are the 4 players that are in for question, right? Forget about the 11. The team, the 11 on the pitch are locked. They're not changing. These 4 are completely up for question. Okay, which is I can go if I go uh, if I go Ben White, then I don't get rare and I have Edison in goal. If I get like a City defender like a Guardiola instead of a Ben White, then I go for rare in goal because I know I have to leave a spot open for Haaland. Then the next one is Watkins and Hoyland. Let me try and find a way to kind of flip this. How do I flip it? I need to, so it makes it easier for me to answer. There we go. Okay, next one is Watkins and Hoyland. Now, I can go and get Jackson, but if I get Jackson, there's kind of no point in me having Watkins unless I bench a certain Phil Foden. Is Gusto out for both fixtures? Don't know. Oh well, the news we got with regards to Gusto, that he's on a rehabilitation program, and there was a fan channel that went to Chelsea's training ground, and that guy from the fan channel, the Chelsea fan channel, he posted that Gusto is looking to be back for the West Ham game, which means that is game week 36. So I took that as Gusto being out for game week 35 at least. Gusto would have been so good this week, yes. Would have solved my issues as well. I wouldn't have even thought about Jackson. But here I am thinking about Jackson. Now if I get Jackson in, there's really no point in me having Watkins unless I'm willing to bench Phil Foden. Which I don't know if it seems like a good idea to bench Phil Foden, does it? Especially given the form he's on, and with no Haaland, Phil Foden is more central and whatnot. I'll probably keep Phil Foden. So that means there is a question between, do I go for Watkins or do I start Jackson this week and have Hoyland instead of Watkins? What do you guys think? I slightly prefer Watkins, honestly. So maybe I rather have something like this, where I have Ben White, I have Edison instead of Rhea, something like this instead. And then in game week 36, I sell game week 37, I sell Ben White to Gusto, and I sell Watkins to Haaland. Watkins is a safe option. Fair enough. Watkins is the more reliable option as well, right? Would you recommend triple Spurs double? But triple Spurs with double in defense? You mean Vicario and like a Pedro Porra in defense with like Heung-min Son up front? Not for this week. In 37, I would actually recommend it. I don't know if I would recommend it for 35. I don't think they're keeping a clean sheet, to be honest. I don't think they're keeping a clean sheet. I've sent you my team. All right, let me bring it up. All right, so this is Tiger and Guna's team. Who was on the bench, Tiger and Guna? As a City defender, Arsenal defender, who was the midfielder? Was that Anthony Gordon? I'd probably start Anthony Gordon over Hoyland, to be honest. And that was Pickford, right? Or Rhea. That's fine. I'll probably start Anthony Gordon over Hoyland this week. Dalot or Maguire? Maguire, if funds are an issue. If funds are not an issue, I don't mind Dalot, honestly. Dalot if funds are not an issue. Otherwise, Maguire. Captain and vice captain. Cole Palmer, captain. Vice captain, you can put it on Heung-min Son. I don't think the vice captain will matter too much this week. I think Cole Palmer will play both games. So, Cole Palmer, captain. All right. I probably might put this on a group chat as well and ask the others as well, and probably put it on the Discord as well and ask you guys on the Discord as well. Having said that, if anyone wants to join the Discord and hasn't joined the Discord just yet, it's still open. Feel free to join the Discord. This is the Discord. FPL Freddy, welcome. How are you doing, my friend? How's things going? That's the Discord for anyone who hasn't joined the Discord. FPL Freddy, maybe you can also give your opinions on this. So this is my current wildcard draft. Ignore the way it's formatted and all of that. Formation will change, but this is my current wildcard draft. I have 4 spots left that are to be decided. Bilal, welcome as well. How are you doing? Captain Isak. Ooh, Eliza's gone Captain Isak. Why not? Why not the double Gameweek player, Eliza? I would captain the double Gameweek player. But anyways, I digress. So this is my wildcard draft. 4 spots left to decide, right? Let's start with the defensive spots. I can have Ederson in goal and Ben White in defense, which will leave me to have a double Gameweek 36 team like this. And in Gameweek 37, I've sold Ben White. Thing is wrong here. Oh yeah, in Gameweek 37, I've sold Ben White, let's say, for a Gusto. And I sell Watkins for a Haaland in Gameweek 37, right? That is something that I could look and do. Something is still wrong in this. Why is it like showing? Something is up. I know why. There we go. Sorry. Okay. So I could do that in Gameweek 37. I captain Salah and took an L. Oof. It is what it is, Billa. I think a lot of people captain Salah this week. So don't worry too much about it. So yeah, Ben White or Ederson. Or I flip it and I go Rhea and Guardiola. And then I start Guardiola this week over Diego Dalot, right? The other option is the other option is I get Jackson in ahead of Højlund, or even Jackson and Højlund, and play Jackson this week over obviously Dalot, right? I play Jackson this week and Højlund bench, or I get Jackson and Watkins and play both Jackson and Watkins and bench Phil Foden. Probably is not as great. Or I get Watkins and Højlund and I start Watkins this week and bench Højlund. Let me know your thoughts. I'm open to plenty of interpretation, like plenty of ideas and whatnot. What 76 in the league? What transfer options do you think I should do? I'm thinking Salah and Saka to Son and Palmer. That seems like the most reliable, sensible moves, Bilal. But let's bring your team up as well. Send to the Mrs. Potential Wildcard. All right, let me have a look at that as well. John, I'm going to close your team. And Pistol Pete and Will's team as well. Let's get Bilal. All right, who are we looking at? We're looking at Bilal's team over here. My team, I'm playing Foden this week and going to bench Haaland, I think. That makes so much more sense. Will says thanks for all your work, mate. You're the hardest working man. It feels great to see you popping up all over the place. Thank you, Will. Thank you very much. I mean, I'm doing this because you guys keep like supporting as well. So it really helps when you guys continue to. Thank you very much. All right. Now, Bilal. Wait, what did you get this week? Bilal, don't tell me you got an L. You freaking got 138 points. That is not an L, my friend. Okay, maybe. Okay. On the bench. Saved by Brandweight. That, my friend, is unlucky. That's just purely unlucky. Alright. Saka, you were saying Saka out to Saka out to Son and Salah out to Palmer. Okay. Sense. Probably start Brandweight or start Zabani. I actually don't mind starting Zabani. Are you looking at doing any other moves? I don't know if Gusto will be available. You can start Gusto, but I highly doubt he's going to play both games, to be honest. My team I'm playing for needs Newcastle. Yes, needs Newcastle very much. I think you should probably take a -8. I will potentially take a -8. Which the question is, do you get Isaac or do you get Anthony Gordon? If you get Anthony Gordon, it's Luis Diaz who I think probably should make way. If you get Isaac, it will be Solanke who makes way. Eventually, Haaland got to go for Isaac. Rue, but you don't have a wildcard, do you, Bilal? Nope. You have your triple captaincy though, which you will be playing in Gameweek 37. But then you'll want Haaland back, right? Won't you want Haaland back? You probably will want Haaland back in, right? Or you don't want Haaland back at all? Later, yeah. So if you want Haaland back, why not potentially sell Solanke instead? Or Foden. You need Foden as well, yes. You need a lot of players. So you're gonna have to take a couple -8s. But let's prioritize. Foden or Isaac. I think Isaac is I think Newcastle attack is probably more of a priority right now. Wouldn't you say? So shall we start with maybe we could probably sell Solanke because we don't want to because eventually you'll get to 35 and you'll want your doubles and look at 37 you'll get to 37 your doubles will be this will be your doubles in 37 where Foden will also make way potentially a defender also makes way. So let's say you do this value in 36 sorry 35 in 36 you go to like this you probably sell Luis Diaz for a certain Foden. You keep Haaland. If Haaland is fit, you start Haaland. If he's not fit still, you just YOLO. You have like this Luton, Brentford players. You can take another -8 to bring in. Who can you bring in? You can bring in a defender. Double game week defender. But I just don't know which one. Oh, you could bring in a Newcastle double game week defender potentially. I would get Gordon, but Isak makes sense. You could get Gordon as well. I think Gordon is also not a bad option. You can keep Solanke because Solanke against Brighton is not a bad shot. Solanke against Brighton is not a bad shout at all. So you can get Gordon. So if you're getting Gordon, I probably might sell. I know have okay. You want to sell Havertz since he's playing Spurs, but he's on form. Or do you want to sell Luis Diaz instead? Or Anthony Gordon? Shah also, yes, you need to get Shah eventually as well. Maybe you do something like this. So, Luis Diaz or Havertz, who would you sell? For Anthony Gordon. If you're getting Anthony Gordon. Either Gordon or Isak, one of the two. Both are good, I would say. Do Arsenal have any more doubles? No, they do not have doubles, but they have a good fixture in 36. Liverpool have Spurs in 36. Arsenal have Bournemouth in 36. I'm thinking keep Havertz because of his form. Diaz probably. Fair enough. Alright, so Diaz to Gordon. This is for the -8. Not too bad. Now, I think that should be fine, right? Would we look to get anyone else? The Barney could potentially keep a clean sheet against Brighton. Nuri the same. Gusto might be an issue. He might not play, which means Gabriel would get subbed on. It's not the worst scenario to be in. You'd also have Branthwaite over Gabriel if you think. I don't mind having Branthwaite also like play this week. So you could do something like this. Yeah, I'm liking that. Alright, cool. And then Gameweek 36. Gameweek 36. Eventually Foden will have to come. I just don't know how you're gonna get Foden just yet. We'll see. We'll think about Game Week 36 next week, I think. We'll play it week by week on your team. Start Branthwaite. Something like this. Potentially. Because I don't think Gusto will play. Up to you in terms of whether you want to start Gabriel or not as well. Honestly. Would start Gabriel as well, to be honest. Okay, so something like this, right? I would potentially, I would just have Haaland on the off case that Haaland makes a incredible recovery, which is very unlikely. But on the off case, you could have a Haaland up there, or you can just bench Haaland. To be honest, Diaz against West Ham might be a risk of missing out, no? Potentially, maybe, yeah, he could be. He could be. I think so. I like Havertz just because of the form. So if you want to keep Havertz for 2 more game weeks, I'm all for that. But like 35 and 36, keeping Havertz is not a bad choice. He's just on good form. All right. Does that sound good? Yeah, I think I'll go with this. Or Isaac for Haaland, then Foden in later. Yeah, you could do that as well. So if you get like, if you keep Diaz, right? If you kept Diaz, let's undo the moves that we just did. Then you could just go like, keep Diaz. You could bring in Isaac. Actually, you could even sell. You could sell Solanke, to be honest. Because you would want Haaland later, so transfers are kind of precious. So do Solanke to Isaac, and then you can play Luis Diaz. Or you could even sell Luis Diaz for Gordon as well. I mean, -12. I don't. Luis Diaz versus West Ham compared to Gordon against Sheffield United. It's possible that Anthony Gordon scores more. So it's not a bad choice. But then later you can look to get, if you didn't get Gordon in, then you get Foden in instead of Anthony Gordon over here. And maybe you do Zabani out as well. Could go and get yourself a Shah in defense. But you will be without Anthony Gordon. So that is something you might want to think about. Could even sort the defense another time, to be honest. Doesn't have to be this week. Yes, to Gordon sounds better. Alright, fair enough. Okay, I'll let you decide on that. Did you get a look at the misses? No, I'm about to bring the team up. Tiger and Guna. Alright, let's bring the misses' wildcard up. Alright, this is her wildcard. Lana Petrovic, Gabriel Dalot. What did I just do? Oh my god, Ryan. Where did my team? Alright, we're back. Alright, this is the Mrs. Teams. Onana, Petrovic, Gabriel Dalot, Shah, Guardiol, Region. Okay. De Bruyne, Palmer, San, Foden, Gordon. Yes. Watkins, Isaac, and Hoyland. I like it. I like it a lot. What is missing? Targeting the doubles. Got the City, De Bruyne, and Foden. Yes. So no Haaland. Most likely. No Haaland. Guardiol, Shah, Dalot, Gabriel, Region. Yes, yes. Something. This week, who is she starting? Yeah, I don't actually mind it, to be honest. Banana Petrovic. I like it, actually. It's not a bad team. Seems a very good, interesting, differential team. I like that. Thanks, man. No worries, Bilal. No worries at all. I like this team, Tiger Guna. Could do a couple differences where maybe you could go for like a Spurs defender if she wants to. Doesn't necessarily have to go there. Could do you don't have to get Bruno Fernandes in now itself. Can think about him later necessarily. It doesn't have to go now itself. I mean the rest. I mean there's not too much differences. Maybe Region as a differential is not a bad choice. Could get. Can you get someone else instead of Region? Could go for a Spurs defender if needed over Region. Or even a Spurs defender over Diego Dalot, and maybe do. Yeah, actually, Spurs defender or Region is also a possibility. Up to you. Spurs for who? Maybe for Region, like a defender, Spurs defender. Can she get to Pedro Porro? No, she can't, right? Too expensive to get to Pedro Porro. Like she could go Region to Pedro Porro and Dalot to Maguire. That is a possible move she could do. But she could also keep Region. That's not a bad choice as well. And then like in game week 37 or something, do like Region to Gusto in 37. She has a bench boost left as well. Again, good. If she has a bench boost left as well, then yeah, like in 37 can do Region to like a Malagusto. So this team is not too bad actually. I don't mind it at all. It does, right? Yeah, okay. I don't mind it at all. I guess eventually in 37, the thing is in 37 you could also be you might also be potentially, if you want to get Haaland back in, you'll probably do Watkins to Haaland, and then you'll have to free up some funds by selling De Bruyne or Foden. Sorry, it's De Bruyne or even Heung-min Son potentially. If you want to get Haaland in this team, that's just the one thing to keep in mind of. But yeah, but the overall team looks pretty good. So what I would do is put it into a planner and just see. It's a good differential. Yeah, it's a good differential. I agree. Team looks good. I don't mind it at all. Cool. I think with this, we will end it for today. I will have another think about my potential wildcard and what do I actually do. I'll probably put it in the Discord as well and ask there as well potentially. But we'll end it here. Thank you to everyone who has been here. Let me know if you guys like. Again, let me know what do I do. Do I get like David Raya and Guardiola, or Edison and Ben White? And do I go Jackson and Watkins and bench Foden this week, or go Hoyland and Watkins and start Watkins this week? Let me know in the comments. Or do I go even Hoyland and Jackson and start Jackson this week? Let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. But thank you to everyone who's been watching. Make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. We're at 706 subscribers, trying to get to 800 next. So thank you to everyone. Shout out to Tiger and Guna, to Bilal, FPL Freddy, Will, Elazar, Com, Morris, John, Tin, Mr. T, Sihab, 513. Who else? Everyone else who was watching in the background as well. Thank you very much. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you all tomorrow, 2.5 hours before the FPL deadline. So wherever you are in the world, just calculate 2.5 hours before the FPL deadline, and I'll be live at that time. There'll be a stream live as well scheduled, so don't worry about that. So you guys can kind of see it on your time zone when the stream is scheduled. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good day. Good night, everyone.